Hello. Today we're talking about 10 secrets to lower your meat prices because everyone wants a lower grocery budget now. They think it can't be done, but it can be done with a few tips and tricks. The number one thing to start with is chicken. You can get chicken leg quarters. Oops, I did this wrong, I think. You can do chicken leg quarters for, hold on guys, I messed up my thing here. Okay. You can do chicken leg quarters for 87 cents right now at Walmart. And right here, boom, there's proof. I took this screenshot 5 minutes ago. 87 cents a pound for chicken leg quarters. So in order for this to equal boneless, skinless chicken breasts, that means the boneless, skinless chicken breast would have to be $1.68 or less to be cheaper than this bone-in chicken. And this isn't even the sale price. We have a lot of viewers who are always sending me, thank you guys, are always sending me their ads, that type of thing. They show me their grocery ads and then their clearance aisles also. And it is something that can be found all over the country. And so people are always asking me, how in the world, Tara, do you cook these things? It's so difficult to cook these things. It's such a pain to deal with the bones. First of all, I think people feel guilty that they have to use the bones to make bone broth afterwards. Now, that is a great money-saving tip, to use the bones to make bone broth afterwards. But you don't have to. Bone broth, homemade bone broth, makes me physically ill. There's something wrong in my system that when I have bone broth, it makes me sick. I think maybe it's a histamine intolerance. But anyway, so I don't make bone broth that often, but it's still cheaper for me to buy the boneless, skinless, or I mean to buy the bone-in over the boneless, skinless and deal with the bones and just throw the bones away. It's okay to throw the bones away.
It's actually really not that difficult.
It's not that big of a deal.
And it tastes better.
Made it tonight for the show. I just threw in some chicken quarters with my roast sticky chicken recipe from Dining on a Dime, Volume 1. You can go to livingonadime.com and find the recipe and get our books. They're on sale. We only have 48 hours left on, is it 48 hours left? 72?
Saturday.
72 hours left on our sale.
Yep. That would be right.
And here's how you cook them. I'm going to show you right now how you cook them. It's super easy.
For thighs and quarters and drumsticks, this is how I do it. Now, I didn't have any chicken thighs on hand. These are chicken quarters, same thing. These are the thigh, this is the drumstick. They're just still hooked together. Oven, 225. Chicken in a pan. You can grease it if you want. Sprinkle seasoned salt on top. And we're gonna slow roast this all day long. Then the chicken is gonna fall off the bone. We're gonna eat it like this for one meal. And then if you're single, you're gonna eat this for one meal. Then you can pick it off the bone if you want for other meals. Okay, so someone already dug in, but you can see it has a nice crispy crust right there, just like so. Now look how nice this just flakes off. See how nice and tender that is? It just falls off the bone. So then I just pick it off the bone if I don't want to eat it like this and make soup out of it, boil the bones and make soup, or you can make chicken noodles, or you can make chicken pot pie, any of those things. So that is the proper way to cook it so that it's nice and tender and comes off the bone really clean.
Yeah.
All right, so that's how I do it, guys. Type 1, if you use chicken quarters. Type 2, if you only use boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'm curious. How many people? I know a lot of people don't like dark meat, but I know a lot of people who prefer the dark meat because it tastes better. And it's not so dry as boneless, skinless.
Well, I think a lot of people just have heard Because it used to be a thing where they were telling you, oh, the white meat was healthier or something like that. But I don't really think that's significantly true. And the dark meat tastes a lot better.
Yeah.
It's very juicy.
I prefer it myself. You have to add, wow, a lot of people, that is great. A lot of people use the chicken quarters. Yeah, put in the comments, guys, how you use them, because people always need more ideas, and we'll read some of those recipe ideas. Now, what I do is I just take the chicken quarters and I'll just make a bunch. And when that great big package that I showed you from Walmart, it's 10 pounds. It's not frozen. I just buy it like that. And then what I do is I bring it home and I repackage it into 3/4 servings, because there's usually only about 3 of us. Now that leaves us with dinner and a little bit left over for lunch the next day for 1 or 2 people. Now, if you want, I have before taken the chicken quarters and thrown them all in the crock pot, or thrown them all in 2 roasting pans and cooked them all at once. And then I have meat for the entire week. I make green chilies. I make green chili. I make barbecue chicken, chicken and rice, soup, chicken and rice just by itself, stir fry. I mean, there are so many things you can make, and literally 5 minutes worth of work to throw it either in the crock pot or in 2 pans in the oven and let it just roast for several hours, or cook in the crock pot for several hours. Then it just falls off the bone and I've got my meat cooked for the entire week. I mean, that's half the battle right there. Next tip, pre-cook your meat for the week. Get these cheaper cuts like the chicken quarters or the cheap cuts of roast, beef roast, pork roasts, and slow cook them. And then your meat will stretch further because it'll fall off the bone easier. You're not having to saw it to get it off. I never, ever, ever use a knife to cut my meat. I don't use a knife to carve a turkey. I don't use a knife to cut up my chicken. I don't use a knife to cut up my roast. It literally flakes apart with 2 forks and it comes completely clean off the bone, completely clean. My next tip is cut the amount of meat that you use in half in your recipes. Do you actually need a full pound of green beans? Well, okay, eat green beans instead of meat. That'll really save. But do you really need ground beef, an entire pound, for just 1 casserole? No. Most casseroles, because they have cheese and beef, sometimes they have beans in them, you only need a half a pound of ground beef just for the flavor. You get the protein from your cheese and your beans and all those extra things that you add into your casseroles, that you add into your 1 meal dishes. So cut those in half. You don't need, as a matter of fact, I find it too much meat since I've been eating this way my whole life. I find it too much meat when someone uses a full pound of ground beef in something like a casserole dish that's even a 9x13 pan. If they use an entire pound, I find that too much now. But that's another way to cut. Now, guys, these tips, did I say this? These tips are all in our volume 1 on page 218. Right there are meat tips.
Oh.
Along with the recipe, guys, there is 1,200 recipes and tips in our volume 1, 500 recipes. The rest are tips, and these are some of them. The next thing is you can add 5 or 6 drops of lemon juice when boiling tough meat. So if you're cooking tough meat and like for soups or stews or something, if you add just a little bit of lemon juice, it will help break it down so that it's not so tough. Make 3 meals out of 1 chicken. 3 meals out of 1 roast. How do I do that? I just went over that, but broil or roast or throw it in the crock pot, your chicken quarters, your whole chicken, however you want to do that. Whole chickens are usually 99 cents a pound, even now. I got one just the other day. It was $4 for an entire chicken that I'm going to get 5 meals worth of dinner out of. I mean, that's a pretty darn tootin' good deal, even if I do say so myself. And then I'll just pre-plan. I'm not making leftovers. I'm pre-cooking for the next meal. So I'm making my chicken and rice soup. I'm making my chicken burritos, my chicken tacos, barbecue chicken, whatever you want to eat for those. Okay. The next tip is when something is on sale for meat, stock up. Don't just buy it for the week. I do not, yes, I do remember. Last year, I purchased ground beef that wasn't on sale in the little tubes because I was actually doing a test video. That is the only time that I ever remember paying full price for meat, except for the chicken quarters, which are 87 cents a pound at Walmart. Okay, those I'll pay full price because they don't really go on sale in my town here in Wyoming. But in Colorado, I bought them on sale all the time. But every other regular meat like ground beef, roast, all of that, I do not buy any meat unless it's on sale. Yesterday, Mike and I drove to the big city of Gillette, Wyoming. We got to meet a viewer in the grocery store.
Hey, Cindy.
It was kind of funny. We were standing there looking at the crackers to have a snack coming home. And she's like, well, you guys are a long way from home. And Mike was like, oh, hi, yeah, we are. And I thought he knew her from home. So I was waiting for him to talk to her. So I was just standing there. And then there was silence. And I was like, nobody's talking. And I'm like, okay, she's a viewer. Guys, if you see us in person, we'd love to meet you, but tell us you're a viewer. I can't remember if I've met you or not before in town. So if you're a new viewer and this is the first time we're meeting, please tell me. But anyway, she was super nice and she was telling me all the tips and tricks of the Kroger there. So that'll be helpful when we go back. But I got 2.5 pounds of hot Italian sausages for $5. That's $2 a pound. I paid $2 a pound for Italian sausages. I mean, that's a great deal. So I bought everything they had left. It was a markdown on clearance because they need to sell it that day. And if they didn't sell it that day, they had to throw it away. So I got the 3 packages that they had and I threw it in there. Chicken, when it's $1.67 a pound, I buy as much as I can and I throw it straight in the freezer. Roasts were on sale for, what was it, $3.87 last week. You guys saw my video. I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning, first one in the grocery store, and I was getting their meat deals.
Yep.
And
she does that all the time. Well, I mean,
a few times a year.
Yeah, like every couple months she says, oh, there's a great deal. I'm going to be going to do this thing. And then she comes back with a giant load of something.
Yeah.
And that's how you save.
And a lot of people are afraid, oh, I'm going to buy all this meat and then I'm going to lose it in a power outage in the freezer. First of all, I don't think I've ever lost anything in a power outage because we've caught it before everything was defrosted. Don't think. But even if I would, it would cost me around $200 to completely fill up my freezer with sale or discounted meat. And so big whoop to ding if I lose all that $200. Big whoop. Over the 20 years that I've had a freezer, I probably save no less than, well, so let's think about this. I pay $200 to fill up my freezer, and it probably would have cost me $600 because usually my meat is more than half off. So let's say it cost me $600. So I save $400 doing that 4 to 5 times a year. Let's see, 4 times 4 is 16. So let's say I save $2,000 a year probably on meat times 20 years, 2 times 4, that's $40,000. Holy cow. That is $40,000. Is my math right?
I wasn't listening.
20 years times $2,000.
Yeah.
$40,000. I've saved having a freezer over the 20 years that we've had a freezer. Now, I get it. If you're just 1 or 2 people, I wouldn't get a huge freezer and your savings won't be that amount. But you can get a little freezer. My aunt was 80 some odd years old and she had a nice little freezer that she just would do the same thing. You can just do it in your regular freezer on top of your fridge. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a video showing how to load a refrigerator freezer on the top, because everybody says, well, I just have this little freezer. So when it was just Mike and I before kids, that's the only thing I had. And I would fill it full of stuff that's on sale or clearance. Okay, I'm going to address this because Catherine says maybe $200 loss for you is nothing, but for everyday folks, $200 loss, if I lost a freezer from that power outage over 20 years compared to $40,000 savings, use your brain. Of course, that's nothing. It's absolutely nothing compared to $40,000 in savings. Oh my goodness. Good grief. The next thing is stop making things so difficult. You can have your butcher cut up your roasts and your round steaks and all that into the size pieces that you will eat. Ask them to cut it up. A lot of them will cut up boneless, skinless chicken breasts for you if you buy those. Then the next thing is to cut your meat into smaller pieces. You don't need a hunk of round steak this big, what's 2 inches big, 2 inches in size, and 1 inch or 2.
2 inches thick?
A 2 inch square.
Oh,
I don't know how I would. Cubes.
Oh,
a 2 inch cube. But is that how I say it? 2 inch cube. You don't need a 2 inch cube for each bite. Cut it up into 1/4 or 1/2 inch sizes. Then it'll stretch further and you won't need to use so much meat. So I will cut up my round steak and use 1/2 pound of round steak in 1/4 or 1/2 inch cubes instead of 1 or 2 pounds of round steak in 1 or 2 inch cubes. And that will be a huge savings. All right, guys, you can get our cookbooks 35% off right now for our September sale. Only 72 hours left. It ends on Friday night. Is that when it ends? Saturday. Dieting on a Dime Volume 1 right there.
It was going to be Friday, but I thought some people will be all wound up in Friday and they won't get to it till Saturday. So
Volume 2.
I did that.
is just the continuation of Volume 1. Easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick. Your family will love. Then our gluten-free, dairy-free edition right there. Also, if you're gluten-free, dairy-free like me, the doctor said I have to eat gluten. I'm like, yes. Actually, I have to have a special test to see if I have celiac, and so I have to actually eat gluten to see if I have so I'm going to have me a Goal cinnamon roll.
When do you do this?
I don't know. Got to wait for the test. Okay, the next thing is save things like the neck and the gizzards and the liver, even if you don't eat them, which actually I really like them. I think they're delicious. But even if you don't like them, they make really good broth. So you could use it as a chicken broth and make your broth with those in your bones, and it just adds really good flavor. But I personally like to eat them. But you know how that is. So yes, I do. I know I'm one of those crazy people. And then my last tip is put your comments and questions in there, guys, and Mike will send them to me. You can go ahead and send them to me now. My next tip is What was my next tip? Oh yeah, my next tip.
My next tip is gone.
Sorry. Okay, when you're cooking things like chicken, leave the skin on as much as possible. Because what happens is when you leave the skin on, that bakes the juices in your meat. And then your juices aren't so dried out, and you don't have to take the extra cost of sauces to add to your boneless, skinless chicken breast. One of the reasons why people add so many sauces to boneless, skinless chicken breasts is because they're just dried out. They are. So
Well, part of the
leave the skin on.
part of the low fat is the not having the skin on it, and
Yeah.
that's what makes the fat is what gives its flavor. So then when you add sauces, you're adding calories back that you're trying to get by not having the fat on there in the first place.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to get to your comments and questions now, guys. And also, if you love our live shows on Friday, we are having a live show with Mom on Friday, and we have a special announcement on Friday. So if you like our live shows, you are going to want to watch on Friday. Louise loves my green pumpkin. Is that not the cutest thing ever? I got that at a yard sale last year for $1. I love that pumpkin.
Was it after the fall stuff?
No, I got it actually before, thankfully. So Becca says her husband loves the chicken quarters. Yeah, we love them.
What's funny is I never really thought about it, but when Tara started buying them, I thought, oh, these are good. And then we had them like for a while. We had them all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ruth says quarters are 89 cents a pound this week in Houston. That's a good deal. Yep. Chrissy, so funny. I just did leg quarters in the Instant Pot for chicken tacos. Yeah. I literally right before the show was pulling them out to get Jack's serving so he could be eating because he's got driver's ed tonight. So he could be eating and left ours in an oven turned off, but they're in the oven staying warm. So yes, they are delicious. Bonnie made 7 quarts of bone broth today. Yeah, bone broth, guys, is super, super easy. I mean, Dining on a Dime Volume 2 is where our bone broth recipe is, but you can go to livingonadime.com and also get it. All you do is just fill your pot up with water, throw in your chicken bones, throw in an onion, carrot if you want. You could even just have the peelings. You don't have to have the whole onion or carrot. You could just do the peelings if you want. And just let it simmer for several hours, 6 to 8 hours. And then you have a really nice broth at the end of the day when you come home. So you can do it in the crock pot. You can do it on the stovetop, whichever you want. And lots of salt, lots and lots of salt. Kimberly, I made chicken breasts in the oven with seasoning salt this morning, so we'd have it when we got home tonight. My husband made barbecue chicken sandwich, and I had chicken Caesar salad. Yum. I love cooking once and having multiple meals. Yes. Kimberly has got it down. We did a grocery audit with Kimberly this time last year, and I'm telling you, she had some great tips. She had some excellent tips to share.
Yay.
She also said that her prices went up today at Walmart again. Oh my goodness. Guys, get our price book if you want to keep track of prices. I mean, it's just crazy. But you put your store up here, and then you have your item here, and then you just put the amount and the date of the sale, and then you can track your sales. Most stores have a 3-month cycle on sales, 6-week to 12-week cycle, but that way you can follow them. But if you find something on clearance, like my sausages I found the other day, I knew that $2 a pound for pre-made sausage was really good for me, so that's why I stocked up. Becca says the cooked chicken quarters cook up nice on the grill also. Yep. Really Reels, Canadian's best friend, says I stocked up on chicken legs, thighs, and pork chops for $1.99 a pound, and that's a great price in my area. Yeah, that would be a great price in Canada. That's about $1.49 or so here in the United States. And yes, that's higher than what it is here, but that's not completely unreasonable. I mean, that's just not completely unreasonable at all. So that's still a great deal. And Riley Rails says, is the gluten-free ebook on sale? Is the gluten-free ebook on sale?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we don't ship outside the United States. I'm so sorry. You can thank your governments for that. I apologize, but it's just the customs and all of that. And so we just couldn't do it anymore. But the ebooks are on sale, but this is our gluten-free, dairy-free edition if you are gluten-free like me.
I didn't see the sorry, I overlooked that you said Canadian there when I said the print book and the ebook are both on sale.
Yeah. Nadia in Portugal. Hello from Portugal. Or to Portugal, I guess. In Portugal, we normally don't use bones for broth, but with the fish bones and shrimp shells and heads, we make fish broth. Yum. That would be good. I love fish. Mike's not so much. Lisa, grill, barbecue, or slow cook. Yep. Vicky, she made chicken drumsticks yesterday, and they will last for 3 days. Off topic, but what is your favorite Grace Livingston Hill book? I'm reading The Enchanted Barn. I would say it's The Enchanted Barn. Actually, that's probably my favorite one. That one's really good.
Which one?
The Enchanted Barn. Yeah.
I'm not sure which one that is.
Mom and I love Grace Livingston Hill. And we, the other day at a garage sale, I don't know, about a month or so ago, found original Grace Livingston Hill, original 1938, 1941 books. Found 4 of them. They were 50 cents, the hardcover, the original, like original. It was so stinking cool. Mom kicks herself every time we talk about it because she one time went to a garage sale and they had like the entire collection and she didn't buy it.
Yeah, how many are there in the entire collection?
There's 100.
I was going to say, as often as you've read them, there must be a lot.
And we don't have them all. We don't have them all. Be good to get them all, but Really Real says use the chicken skins in the air fryer for some chips. Yes, I absolutely love that. It's so good. I love the chicken skin. Faith, now I'm hungry. Maybe I should have you go over and get the chicken. We should eat dinner while we're chatting. Faith, I've cooked more chicken quarters than whole chicken. Yep, me too.
How'd that work out for Roberto? How'd that work out for Roberto?
Why?
Eating while he was live.
Oh, yeah. Paula was in Walgreens today and they were reducing lots of cleaning products and hair care. Stuff that was $16.99 was $1.29. Great soap, shampoos, conditioners, stuff I would never buy because it's too much dollars. Ooh, I'll have to go check our Walgreens. Thank you for that tip. Cheryl, green chili sounds good. Is it in your cookbook? Yes, it is in volume 1. You can go to livingonadime.com and get the recipe for free to try it if you want, but it's also in volume 1. Also, if you go to Super Easy Recipes on YouTube, that's my other cooking channel, I have the recipe on there.
For which thing?
Green chili.
Ooh, yum. We love the green chili.
Yeah.
There are a lot of different ways to serve it too, because we, like, originally Tara would have it rolled up in a tortilla and decorated, but then other times we put it on rice and all sorts of things.
While we're on the chicken right here, I'm going to answer Heather's question. She says, thoughts on buying a whole chicken and roasting it yourself versus buying a Costco Sam chicken, even though I know you don't recommend warehouse memberships. Listen, if you already have a membership there, I would buy their chickens and not waste your time roasting your own. For the $6 it costs, I mean, it's $4 to $6 just to buy the chicken. I would not waste your time. No, I say get a rotisserie chicken if you can. And even if it's $7 for a rotisserie chicken, I would still do it. That's a great deal. Rotisserie chickens are one of the best deals out there. And what I would do is when we lived in Colorado, they would go on clearance for $2.50 or $3 that night when they were marking them down. So if I went to the grocery store like at 8 o'clock at night, they would mark them down. So I just bought 6 or 8 of them, threw them in the freezer, and then I would just pull the whole thing out and just warm it up in the oven some days. And that was just, oh, those were the best easy meals. JDB60 says I do both. Baked chicken quarters last week, ate them for a week and froze one for later. Very good. Marianne says I will cook quarters with some potatoes and carrots. Yep. Julie says bake them separate and air fry the thighs, bake legs until tender with teriyaki sauce, boil and debone for quick meals. Chicken yellow rice. What is chicken yellow rice, Julie? Please tell us. So we were at the Chinese restaurant eating for our taco date.
What?
And they have this orangish red
Chinese
rice, and we were trying to figure out what the flavor is. I don't know if it's saffron. Maybe it's saffron.
Tastes good, but we just don't know.
It tastes so good. And I don't know what the flavoring is, and I'm curious what it is. But anyway, she says makes dumplings or soups or dressings. Yep, very good. Cab NY, I guess. I just baked chicken thighs sprinkled with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. That's how I do it. Wendy, hello. Seems like forever since I caught you live. Hope you're doing well. We are
Thanks. It's good to have
doing
you back.
okay. I had a traumatic day yesterday. You guys want to see my wound? Can they see my war wound? Here, let's see. Oh yeah. Can you see my war wound there? See
Wow.
that? Isn't that lovely? I wish I could say I got in a fist fight, but I didn't. Went to the big city and got a glutathione IV treatment to help with my fibromyalgia pain and my headaches and stuff. Except that it took them 5 sticks to get the IV in. Yeah.
Tara's not very good with
I was literally in tears. It was so painful. I was in tears.
blood
It was so
draws
painful.
and IVs and stuff. She doesn't handle that well, even when they do it well.
They finally had to call a nurse from the hospital over to come get it in me. And she got it in really well. And I went today to go to the GI doc because I'm supposed to be getting my colonoscopy medical procedure. I don't remember the rest of the words. But go watch Tim Hawkins' video. It's funny.
That was an unexpected announcement on the show.
Well, so here's what happened was it was too late by the time we got back from that appointment for me to cancel because I'm like, I'm not doing this. Sorry. If they cannot get me in on if they cannot get the IV in, I'm not doing this. Sorry. Just take me to Jesus. So, but while I was in there, she said, I was telling her about my choking problem that's genetic in my family. She said, well, I can stretch your throat out. I'm like, I've already asked like 3 times and they refuse to stretch my throat out. She said, well, I can do that. That's no big deal. So I guess I'll go ahead and try it if they'll get my throat out. Because I'm waiting for Mike to come home one day and just find me dead on the kitchen floor from choking. Is that a fear you have every day you come home from work if I'm going to be dead on the floor from choking?
It hasn't been a fear. I just don't think about that.
Me just being dead on the floor when you come home from work.
It's not one of those things that just randomly goes through my brain every day.
But the good news is that glutathione treatment that I got yesterday, so this is my 3rd one. Holy moly. I did 3 loads of laundry, washed the sheets on my bed, remade the bed. Did you notice the bed was even remade by myself?
Wow.
How long has it been since I did that? I cleaned off all the spaces in my laundry room, washed every decorative thing in the laundry room. I wiped everything down. I swept that and the back stairs. So now they're not grungy when you go down to the office.
Ooh, thanks.
So then I mopped the back stairs and mopped the laundry room and the kitchen and the dining room and the entryway. Guys, I have a lot of hardwood. I got all of that done. I made a cake. I did dinner. I put up a bunch of camping gear that just hadn't gotten put up. And oh my goodness, I had energy like crazy today. So I'm like, can I go in and get one of those every other day? Which actually you can. And I found out I can get them in town, but it's $100, $120 a treatment. So I was like, oh man, I don't know. As much energy as I had today, I could start 6 more YouTube channels.
I
pay
think
for it.
Not a good plan.
I'm telling you. So anyway, but I actually was going to talk to her about my food sensitivities because like I can't eat anything without it making me sick. even chicken and rice makes me sick. So I was like, I got to get this figured out. And she said that I might have some kind of a bacteria that they'll check for to see if that's causing that problem. So anyway, I just felt good. I felt good. I was like, man, I got it going. It's
Yay.
glutathione. I don't know what's in it, but it's something. They need to bottle it.
Last
Oh,
time
wait,
you
they
did
got
it, how long did it last?
Last time I did it lasted about 5 to 10 days. I've had it done 3 times now, and each time it's the first time it was like 5 days, the second day was 10 days. But they said I could go in every week or twice a week before a trip. And I was like, man, maybe I should. Should I do that, honey?
Sure.
How would you feel about that?
That would be great.
So anyway, I was feeling good for that. Okay. Let's see. Beth made my pot roast. She made our pot roast in our Dining on a Dime Volume 1. She had plenty to use for other dishes. Yeah,
That
beef
is
and
such a-
noodles,
Delicious.
tacos. I mean, you could use it for all kinds of stuff.
That is really
so
an amazing
easy.
recipe.
It's literally 2 minutes
It
worth of work.
tastes fantastic. That's the thing.
Yeah, and you can do it in the crock pot or the oven. Louise, when you cook protein, meat, beans, how many side dishes do you make? I just make one. Just make one. I don't do a whole, I don't go crazy on side dishes. So I just make one fruit or vegetable, one like potatoes or rice or bread, and then just the meat. That's all I do. And even tonight's dinner, you'll see this video coming up. I didn't even do a starch. Why? Because I'd made an apple cake and everybody was gorging on the apple cake. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm not going to even make a starch. We're just having coleslaw and roasted chicken quarters.
Yum. But we didn't have time to eat it before we came in.
No.
So,
So now we're both hungry.
so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Julia, a freezer is the best investment you can make to save money. Oh, I agree. Yep. Susie says our cookbooks make great gifts. Thank you.
Thanks.
Gives me next one. Wanda, for some reason I was thinking of and practically tasting hamburger gravy yesterday. Yes, love that. I'm dairy free. I don't like gravy. I don't like white gravy. I know, believe it or not, that's one thing that I really don't like is white gravy. But Mike loves
I
it.
still love you anyway.
You'll keep me around.
I'll keep you around.
Am I worthy?
Yes. Yes, you are. I've kept it a secret for a lot of years because I don't want you to get a big head. But now that you're getting a little older, I can tell you.
Now that I've mellowed out in my old age, you can tell me.
Yeah.
Nadia, I learned to use meat as a complement to the meal, not the main component. Yes, that is another one of our tips that we share all the time is make it a condiment, not the main dish. So like I'll use it to flavor casseroles, not as the main protein in casseroles. Very good. Jennifer says she uses vinegar to break down chicken. Yes, vinegar or lemon juice, both will make your meat more tender. JP says, watch the videos in the past and first time commenting. Congratulations to you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim says, if only I could figure out the 11 herbs and spices, that would be great because I love KFC.
I forgot they had, is it 11 herbs and spices? Seems
Well,
like they
just
should have made it a round number.
KFC copycat. Okay, so just look up a KFC copycat. What's in there? Chicken copycat. Let's see here. Where's one that's really rated high? Here we go. 775. Oh, good grief.
Just click right there and do it.
I know mine's irritating. My ad blocker. Okay. So what do they do for the 11 herbs and spices? Let's go in here and see. We have salt, thyme, basil, oregano, celery, black pepper, yellow mustard, paprika, garlic, salt, ginger, white pepper, holy moly,
That's a lot of things in there.
and buttermilk. That's a lot.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. Okay. Denise, are there people lined up when the grocery store is open in the morning to get the me sale deals? No, I was the only one I was in the grocery store about 20, 25 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I was the only one in the grocery store when I went in and when I came out. And when I went back, because remember they charged me wrong for the bacon, so I had to drive back. When I went back, there was only 3 people in there.
Wow.
And here's the thing. He said they only had 20 boxes of the bacon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think that many people actually go in for the sales. They might go in because they saw a sale thing in the ad, but then when they get there, they get diverted to something else because the stores are organized in a way to bring you in on the ad and then have you see a sign that makes you say squirrel. And then you run over to something else and forget about the sale.
Darlene just bought a small freezer. She stocks up with soup and casseroles, not to mention sales. Yep. Ruth says, I have a small freezer separate from the fridge. It has 2 turkeys, chicken quarters, whole chicken, room for roast, hot dogs, and more. Very good. Wanda, smaller sizes cook faster too. Yes, on the smaller pieces. Yes, I like to chop mine up so it cooks faster. Bounty of the Badlands, keep your freezers closed during a power outage. It's fairly full. It will stay for a couple of days. Yes, I've had power outages for 3 days. Just kept it closed. And when the 3 days was up and it got turned back on again, everything was still frozen. It was fine.
Well, yeah, I think sometimes people, if it's unplugged for a little while, will think it's all bad and they throw it. We've known people that just were throwing away stuff. But if the freezer hasn't been opened and it was frozen when the thing went off, then don't throw it away. Yeah. If all the meat is, defrosted and, not cold to the touch and all that, then that would be a problem.
Bye, Wendy. Yeah. I mean, I had one neighbor, she did that and she was like, oh, my freezer got unplugged. One of her kids unplugged her freezer. And I said, well, is it still cold? She said, well, yeah. She said, but I'm just going to throw it all away. I said, don't throw it away. I'll take it. So I just took all her meat and put it in our freezer. Vicki, how many power outages do these people have that worry so much about losing meat? Unless you're having those outages every month, you should be fine. Now in Kansas, we did have them every month.
But even then, we were still.
But even then, it wasn't that big of a deal. And even here in Wyoming, I haven't had them that much. But Mom has had, my goodness, Mom has had tons of power outages out there.
Really?
Yeah, she probably has one every month or two. So, but yeah. Heather, I find it hard to cook and clean with young kids, including little ones about 1.5 years old. Any tips? Yes. Simplify as much as possible. Don't make elaborate meals. Do something like roasting your chicken. Get the rotisserie chickens. That is okay. Get the rotisserie chickens. Don't make complicated side dishes. You can have a rotisserie chicken with a bag of broccoli that you throw in the microwave. So you throw the dirty bag away. You're not even dirtying a bowl because they have microwavable vegetable things now. And serve it with something like toast or frozen biscuits. Don't make it complicated. The other thing is clean up as you go. Don't let your dirty dishes sit in the sink and get all hard. Then you won't be able, then you're going to have to chisel them off. You're going to have to soak them and all this. Today when I made my apple cake, literally 30 seconds, I took all of my apple cake utensils, which was a mixing bowl, the beaters, and a measuring cup and a spoon. I took those 4 things, rinsed them out, put them straight in the dishwasher. Took me 30 seconds instead of having tomorrow morning having to fill it up and all that. Give yourself some grace. Buy yourself tater tots, frozen French fries. It's okay. Believe me. I know it's cheaper to buy potatoes and do it yourself, but I would rather have you buy frozen tater tots and frozen French fries and throw those in than to go out to eat. You have little kids. Give yourself some grace. It's really okay. It really is. Don't be thinking about making cookies. I mean, you can, but quite frankly, Oreos, the off-brand, are just fine. What are the Chips Ahoy? The chippers, the Walmart chippers.
Yep.
You maybe save 50 cents by not making them at home. You maybe save 50 cents making them at home versus buying them at the store. Just buy them. It's okay. Where people get into trouble is where they get all the pre-cut fruits and vegetables, little packets of chips, the little juice boxes, all the Lunchables. That's where their grocery bills go crazy. Gina loves chicken livers too, especially fried. Yes. Jan, my son, said no more boneless, skinless chicken breasts because no matter how I cook them, they always come out dry. Yeah. Kathy, some people just worry too much about everything. It keeps them from living and enjoying life. Yep. Jim, I get to cleanse again Monday on my birthday. Oh, Jim.
Poor Jim.
I am so sorry, Jim. Happy birthday early, Jim. Okay, we have to sing happy birthday to Jim.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim.
Wait a minute, where's the lighter? I was going to blow out. Oh, we lost the lighter. Never mind. Here, we'll pretend with my lip gloss.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Oh, Jim.
birthday, Jim.
Well, maybe the
Oh,
next
my
day
goodness.
you can eat something nice.
Yeah,
You'll
but
have
don't eat
plenty
too
of
much
room
so you
for it.
make yourself sick. Ugh.
Yeah.
Rusty, my sister told me today her son and wife have over 17,000 credit card debt. I said they better get on a budget now. Yeah, that's bad. Julie, we have been without power for 2 weeks. Hurricane, 4 days after tornado, 1 day after someone went into a power pole with car. I do leave them closed up and tight. Yep, we do too. The longest we've ever been without power was 3 weeks in Kansas when we had an ice storm. It was 3 weeks, right?
Yep.
Wasn't it? Yeah, 3 weeks.
It was something.
Yeah. Heather, how many turkeys do you recommend buying to freeze when they go on sale around Thanksgiving? So if it's just for your family, I would say 1 turkey will probably get you about 12 meals or so because you have little kids, I think. So I would say 3 or 4 if you want. I mean, that would be 3 or 4 months worth of turkey. You know what I mean? If you ate it once a month for 10 or 12 meals. It just depends on how much you like turkey. I love turkey personally, but I'm the only one in my family who loves it. And my family doesn't really like it leftover too much. They do a little bit, like frozen. Not a ton, but a little bit.
Well,
They'll eat it. Wait, let me rephrase that. They'll eat it frozen, but they won't eat it leftover. So like I cook the turkey, pick it all off, freeze it in little foil packets to just throw in the oven later. But if we just have a turkey and I pick it all off and it's sitting in the fridge for 4 or 5 days, they won't eat on it because they get sick of turkey. So that's how I do it. I cook the whole turkey, freeze it in little foil packets, put the mashed potatoes, gravy, all of it in there, just bake it. And then we have it later as a turkey dinner, which is really good.
I think what we kind of get tired of the kind of Thanksgiving style of the turkey after a couple of times, but it would be great for like enchiladas, or can you make the what do you call it? The green chili with it or something
You
like
could,
that.
yeah. Mhm.
So the things where you would use chicken in other ways might be nice because it is basically like chicken.
Yeah.
It really tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Unlike the.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. I'll be looking for the book. Also, I had another viewer, Sandy, she mailed me a box. Have you been to check the business lately?
Not for 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
So I'll go
Michael, go check
tomorrow.
Bonnie got drumsticks for 77 cents a pound. Good deal. Bounty of Badlands. Today was apple pie day, 15 in the freezer, and I still have about 30 pounds of apples left. Supper, spaghetti and meat sauce, apple pie, and ice cream. Oh, yum. Kim, we lost several freezer full of meat in a storm. All of it was meat that I had gotten sale. I like the way you put it, that you still save money even after having to dispose of it. Yes. This is the thing that freaks people out about freezers. I mean, if you're living in, where's some place that doesn't have Haiti? Haiti's in the news. If you're living in Haiti and you don't have reliable electricity, no, I wouldn't be stocking up then. And they're even talking about having a cyber attack on our power grid here in the United States in October. Okay, yeah, it could all be taken down, and that would be awful. But think of that over 20 years that I've had a freezer, I've saved $40,000 minimum. Probably saved a lot more than that, but $40,000 minimum.
But also some of those things, like you said, in countries where you have no power all the time, like some countries only have power 3 or 4 hours a day.
Yeah, like in South Africa, I wouldn't be having a freezer.
But you could still stockpile other things.
Yeah.
But if you're in the United States, and Tara mentioned, if you hear something like what Tara was saying, oh yeah, somebody says there could be a cyber attack. Well, they've said that before, and it did happen once, but it didn't happen most of the times they've said it. And when it did happen, it didn't cause all the freezers to completely lock down. So knowing that it's possible it could happen and you could lose it all, it's probably worth the risk to buy it anyway for right now.
My freezer's still full. I know that we have that risk, but I also know that over the long haul, it's been worth it. So,
did you say something about October?
Yeah, they're talking about there being another cyber attack in October before the election. Let's see, Louise, I've cooked all week as usual. So today I cooked enough to make both of us a plate for tomorrow. Very good. Olympia, do you have a video on using the price book? I do. I don't think we actually put that video on the sales page for the price book. I need to get that done. So I will look for that. Gina, meat and cheese prices at Walmart went up too. Yep.
Well, Kimberly said that the prices at her Walmart went up, and I was trying to figure out, did she ever say which prices? I was wondering if she means like everything went up or certain things that she noticed.
Well, I don't know. I'm on Walmart here. Let me see if my Walmart bread went up. That's where I notice the bread if Walmart's prices go up. Nope, it's still $1.42 for me, but it doesn't mean it's not coming. Let's see. Wendy, I don't even peel the apples when I make applesauce. I use an immersion blender. Yeah, that's a great idea. Always Be Prepared has our 3 cookbooks. Thank you. They are great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. They are on sale right now, 35% off for our September sale, guys. It ends on Saturday, 72 hours left. So grab it now while it's on sale. Heather says, thoughts on buying, got that one. Lynn, do they print Grace Livingston Hill books anymore? I have no idea. I doubt it, but I don't know. Denise, have you heard that the longshoremen on the East Coast may very well strike by the end of this month if an agreement is not reached? It makes me want to stock up just in case. What are longshoremen?
Well, I think they're the seafood people.
Oh, seriously?
That would not be good if we're going to go and you're wanting to get seafood in October.
If they go on strike and I don't get my fish when I go all the way to Maine from Wyoming, I'm going to have a few words. The people who handle cargo at the port. Oh, my word. Well, I'll just go down to the ocean myself and fish it out.
So that wouldn't just be fish. That would be, if it's at the port, it could be everything.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, that again.
Becca says when we both worked, we used to get those rotisserie chickens a lot. That is one convenience food. And like the already pre-done potatoes, yes, they're double the price of just doing potatoes yourself. But that's way better than going out to eat. And I'd rather have you use rotisserie chicken and frozen potatoes already, even a frozen lasagna, than to go out to eat. Nadia says it's normally saffron. I was wondering if it was saffron. I still have saffron from, I think I still have it. I'm sure I have it from when Annika sent us it from Israel.
Oh,
I should try making
yes, we
some.
should.
It's like ridiculously expensive. Like that little tiny thing she gave me had to have probably been $40. So I haven't ever used it because I'm afraid to use it, but that would be a really good thing to use it in.
So Ratatouille
Julie
likes to cook with saffron, right?
Yeah. Julie says chicken yellow rice is saffron flavor. Wow, very interesting, huh? Valley Badlands rotisserie chicken at my Safeway are $16. Holy cow! You're in Canada, aren't you? Yeah, roasting your own might be better.
Wow,
My goodness.
$16 for a rotisserie. Whew.
She said, I'll cook. I can't, when she can't cook a full meal, tomato soup and grilled cheese over $16 chicken. Thank you. Yes, guys, these cheap, easy meals are perfectly okay to eat. It is perfectly fine. Actually, I am starting a new series on cheap, easy meals because people think they have to make this huge, elaborate meal if they're going to cook anything. My goodness, eat a bowl of cereal over going out to eat. I'd rather have you eat a bowl of cereal once or twice a week even versus putting takeout or delivery on your credit card. It's not going to kill you. Believe me, it's not going to kill you. And if you're that worried about it, make it granola or something, whatever. Rice or not rice bran, wheat bran or whatever, something healthy. But I'd rather have you do that than put all this takeout on your credit card.
Yep.
Lorianne, Costco rotisserie chickens were $6.49 at ours the other day. There you go. Can you send me the next one? And tonight dinner was pulled pork sandwiches with homemade slaw, fried onion petals. Tomorrow night will be southern chicken stew and homemade cornbread. Friday night will be chicken spaghetti and garlic bread. Yum. And Janet says Sam's Clubs has the chickens for $4.98. Very good. Barbara, did they try hot pack to plump the veins? Yeah, after they'd already stabbed me 3 times.
I told her she needs to announce every time she goes in, I'm a tough stick. I need somebody who's, because one time we went to somebody here who did a blood draw on her and she barely felt it. She was saying
she
how
was
amazing and wonderful. And that lady said, you should always tell people you're a hard stick and they will. Yeah. And that you need somebody who's the best person they have.
I told the doctor today, okay, I'll go get my procedure done. But if they stick me the first time and it doesn't work, I am getting my naked buttocks off of that table and leaving. And I will grab my clothes. And if Mike won't drive me, I will walk home.
Whoa. Because
we're only 5 blocks from the hospital. But if you see my white little tushy going down the street,
woo, I'm gonna be hanging out just in case.
You'll know that my blood draw or my IV insertion did not go well. Oh my goodness gracious. Rusty in December, took 5 times IV, finally used an IV vein finder. Oh my goodness. Oh great, this is not. Pammy, how's your fibromyalgia been? I've had a flare most of all summer and into fall. Yeah, summer is the worst for me. I do fine all the rest of the year, but summer is awful for me because I'm extremely heat tolerant. And I was so glad we got moisture falling from the air today. Thank you.
You're heat intolerant.
Heat intolerant.
Yes.
Heat
oh
intolerant.
Man, it was actually a little chilly today.
Glorious 65 degrees, and I was in my shorts sweeping the garage. I loved it with the garage door open.
See, when I got up, it was like
beautiful.
50, yeah, and windy.
It was beautiful
and wet. Actually, the not having it dry for quite a while. It's been something having a lot more rain this week. And the smoke.
Hopefully it'll put out the fires because another fire started. I forgot to tell you there was another fire that started.
How did it start with the rain?
Lightning. There was lightning somewhere.
Well,
it was yesterday, last night. So all that smoke we saw coming home, that was what it was from. Michelle says making enchiladas with pre-cooked pulled pork. Yum. Using our enchilada sauce recipe right here, Dining on a Dime cookbook. It is delicious. Absolutely delicious. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, on my green tomato enchilada sauce, we didn't like it. So I dumped it.
It was the
At first I was kind of like, okay. But then the more I kept eating it, I was like, okay, I ate 1 enchilada with it, but I wouldn't eat 2. I was a little sad. Susie says I had my throat dilated when I had an endoscopy. No problem, but my throat went back to closed shortly after. No. Oh, man. Don't tell me that. I literally choke on my own spit. That's how bad it is for me. I'll be talking and I'll swallow and an air bubble will get stuck in there with spit stuck on top of it and I'll start choking. It's ridiculous. I even learned how to do the Heimlich on myself because I choke so much. So if Mike's not home, I can decide if I want to live or not. Hopefully it'll be a good day. Maybe. And you can lean over the counter or the chair and do it on yourself. But man, yeah. It's a genetic problem. My grandma has the same problem. My great grandma had the problem. My grandma had the problem. My mom has the problem. Although my grandma, they dilated her throat. She didn't have the problem after that, I don't think. Kimberly says her husband did the same thing. It's not a big deal. Okay, unless they can't get the IV in. Karen, choking and swallowing problems are related to fibro. Oh, really? That's interesting. Janet, I stopped eating bananas in July. No migraines. Wow, that's interesting. I don't really eat bananas that much, but Badlands. Tara, have you tried Once and Done for your floors? Best floor cleaner ever. Once and Done. I have not heard of that. Oh, you got my curiosity. Amazon.com. Once and Done floor cleaner. Let's look this up. Let's see what it says. Once and Done. 1,700 reviews, 1,800 almost, with 4.5 stars. I have not heard of this. I have floor cleaner coming out the wazoo from one time when we went to a garage sale of a cleaning place that was going out of business, but that might be worth it. Huh. I don't know. Might be interesting to try. Okay.
Kelly says, when I was a phlebotomist, I could get blood from a turnip. You should go back into the business.
Actually, the doctor that I went to today, the nurse was using some very colorful language about the other doctor that I went to. And she was like, I would never be going to them.
Cool.
And I was like, okay. But I've just spent 10 weeks being off of painkillers, so I don't have rebound syndrome. So we eliminated that. Thankfully, I can take painkillers again. But it was so bad yesterday, and I was so sick after the whole IV thing that negated getting the treatment to help me not feeling bad. And then my head was really bad. I said, well, I was an 8 when I came in, but I can tell you right now I'm a 10. So hopefully this does something, but I slept good last night. And this morning I had a good day.
Yay.
I had a good day. Wanda, I need energy. What did you get for it? So I got a glutathione IV treatment is what I got. I've been taking the pills for a while and I haven't really noticed much difference, but I got the IV treatment. This is my third one. Yes, I'm trying to get my headaches. Why I'm going to this pain doctor is to try and get my headaches taken care of. But now she said that she thinks that I have something wrong in my neck, possibly from all the car accidents and head injuries I've had. And they said they can give me a shot and it might work. So now I got to decide if I want to try it or not. What do you think?
So wait, they can give you a shot to take away the headache pain?
Mm-hmm.
But did they say they could do something to deal with the issue of getting the shot?
Well, that would just be a shot. That wouldn't be an IV.
Right, but the last time you did the shot in the neck thing,
I didn't
couldn't get a needle
needle
in there
Yeah.
because it was so tense.
tight. Yeah. I know.
I was thinking the dentists had those things they put on there before they give you a shot to make the shot less.
Yeah. Laura, what is the best meat for a low-cost dinner? Well, the best meat would be beans, probably, would be your absolute cheapest for low cost.
Beans isn't a meat, though, right?
I'm getting there. If you're going super cheap,
Gotcha.
beans is the very best for cheapness. Then next, I would probably do my chicken leg quarters and thighs. That would be your next cheapest. Now, beef is not very cheap right now. So then I would probably stick with your chickens. No, I would do chicken quarters first. Then I would go pork because pork is $1.99 a pound or less now. So I would do chicken leg quarters and then I would do your porks, pork chops, your pork loins. Those are around $1.50 to $1.80 a pound. Then moving up to your whole chicken. It's like $1.80 a pound here. Then your boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And then beef is on the higher side now. So that's how I would go in rate from lowest to highest. Heather says, thank you so much for your tips. You're welcome, Heather. You are welcome. You are welcome. We are going to be starting to do new series of videos. Well, we've already started actually on money saving tips. And so be looking for that because I'm going to be doing a lot of money saving tip videos. So I'm going to be working a whole bunch of this into those. Well, and new stuff. Margaret got up early Sunday and went to a different store. Ready for this? The difference in cost from usual shopping paid my truck insurance and better food. The cookbook, price book, and videos work. Thank you, Margaret. Oh my goodness, what a testimonial.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. We need to save that one. Yeah, and it's on sale, guys. 35% off right now. Our cookbooks aren't just a cookbook. It's an encyclopedia of cooking. It is an encyclopedia. Your taco seasonings, how to make pancakes, scrambled eggs, waffles, bread if you want to bake bread. You don't have to bake your own bread, but if you want to, biscuits, all of those are in there. Casseroles, cleaning products, bath and beauty, kids recipes.
Oh, that is quite a difference there. Nice job, Margaret.
So you can get the link in the description below. Heather says, do you continue to stop at thrift stores even though your financial situation is probably much different compared to a long time ago in your life? Oh, yeah. I go every Tuesday and Saturday. Why would I want to pay full price for something when I can get it for literally pennies on the dollar? Why would I waste my hard-earned money when I can do that? Like, I literally get Band-Aids. I got some hair curl stuff at the thrift store for 25 cents instead of, it was like $10 or no, it was $14. It was $14 and it was 25 cents at the thrift store. I get Band-Aids. They're all sealed. I've got cleaning wipes, cleaning products, all your basic type things. And then of course, all my decorating stuff. And then not to mention all of our clothes, like 95% of our clothes comes from the thrift stores. And even when my kids were little, I got underwear and stuff for the kids at the thrift stores because, you know, most kids don't have diseases and stuff. And I just bleached them. And really, if you're that desperate, just get you some underwear and bleach it. I know that's gross, but my goodness, how desperate are you? You know, depends on how desperate you are. But we do buy new underwear and socks because I only have one kind of sock for each person in our family. This is a tip for you, Heather. I threw away all of our socks. Mike has the black sock with the gray toe and heel. Our other son has the black sock that is just black. Our other son had the black sock with the red writing. And our other son had the black sock with the gold. This was when they were littler. Then I just had the short black socks. And my daughter had the stumpy short black socks. We all only had one kind of sock. That's it. Now, if you need socks for other things like boots or whatever, get you one or two pairs of those kinds of socks. But let me tell you, that made my laundry so much easier by not having to match socks. I just pulled them out, put them in there, and was done. It was so much easier. The other thing,
now that I've got the remains of the socks that everybody else did,
I do your laundry by yourself, and I do my laundry by myself. Nobody's laundry now is mixed. I do Mike's laundry every 2 weeks. I do my laundry every 2 or 3 weeks. Jack does his laundry once a week. Dave does his laundry once a week. And the other thing that helped was I stopped sorting my colors. I have a few whites that I will do a white load once a month or so, but I just got all dark clothes. So I don't have any light colors that I'm pulling out and doing a separate load with lights. I just have all dark or medium colored clothes and towels. And I just throw it all in together. I don't sort anything except for my whites now. So that really helps a lot. Beth, I eat 2 bananas every day. I need the potassium. Oh, that's great. That's a great way to get potassium. Claire says she doesn't like gravy either unless it's biscuits and sausage gravy. There you go. I mean, I'll eat it now. If somebody, well, I'm dairy free now, but if somebody were to offer it to me, I would eat it to be polite. But dairy gives me migraines, so I stay off the dairy. But yeah. Becca says, we've been watching Bob Newhart at night. Yes, we are too. It is all Newhart all the time between now and our trip. Because I have to be one with Vermont, right?
Yep.
You don't think they'll shoot us when we cross the line, do you?
You'll get somebody that says, I like you, even if you are.
Susie, it's not just the spices with KFC. They prepare it a certain way in a pressure cooker, then fry it. Oh, interesting. Michelle, in Mexico, oh man, what do I want to eat fried chicken sounds good. What do I want to eat for my gluten day when I eat? See, I haven't had gluten for like 15 years.
Well,
and so they can't check for celiac unless you've had gluten. So 2 days before my procedure.
So we're going to do gluten, but try to not have dairy still, right?
Yeah. I don't know how I would do that. I'm going to be so sick. I'm going to be dying on the couch. Man, but fried chicken. Oh man, what do I eat for my gluten day? I don't know. That's a good one. Maybe it should be fried chicken. But we don't have a Kentucky Fried Chicken here. I don't know. Maybe that other chicken place is good. That Crunchy or something. What is that place called?
Crispy, crunchy, something or
Crispy or Crunchy or something or another.
We haven't been there.
Michelle, in Mexico they use horseradish sauce instead of mayo for spice. Well, there you go. Mom says that she's at the store at 6:30 for chocolate the day after Halloween. Of course, it's for my grandkids. Wink, wink. No, it's not. Mother, you are lying. It is not for the grandkids. It is for yourself. I have seen your chocolate closet.
There is a little jar on the counter.
My mother. Blaming it on the grandkids. Uh-huh. Sure.
We know you have a chocolate tooth, man.
Cajun Granny, even if the meat is partially thawed, take it and cook it and refreeze it. Yep, that's what I do. Crescent, homemade cookies taste so much better. Yes, they do. But if you have 4 little kids, don't kill yourself making homemade cookies. They are not going to care. That's a special occasion thing. Moms need to give themselves a little credit. Now, I'm not saying go berserk and buy the little juice boxes and the Lunchables and all that. Get yourself a package of crackers, sliced cheese, and sliced ham and have an easy lunch. You could do that. But give yourself some leeway here. Crescent says turkey pot pie. Yep.
Everyone's talking about Church's chicken. I loved Church's chicken. We don't have one here. We didn't have one in Colorado either, but we have one in Kansas.
Yeah. Doesn't everyone have a chocolate closet? No, Mother. Everyone does not have a chocolate closet. Louise, can I freeze homemade cornbread dressing? Yes, you can.
Is that where we will find you in a chocolate coma, Nan?
Yes. Beth, I made up some turkey dinners and put them in dollar store containers and froze them. Used them this summer when it was too hot. Very good. Hello, 5. I only get meat when on sale. Yep, me too. All right, if you want to send me the next one.
I just did, and that time.
Okay, I love you. Goodbye.
You too.
Did you put the link in for the sale one more time real quick before we
you want me to
go?
send you these?
35% off, guys. I'll stay on and finish the last of the questions. He's on his way. Do we need to pick up somebody on there? They don't need a ride. Okay. All right. You want to say hi to Nanny-O and everyone else?
Hello.
Here.
There's Mr. Handsome Jack going for his driving. How's driver's ed going?
Good.
Are you feeling?
I'm
Links from the video.
mostly driving pretty okay-ish most of the time, I guess.
Haven't killed us yet?
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody
Alrighty.
said hi, Jack.
Huh?
Everybody said hi.
Okay, hi. We shall return.
Okay, I'll finish questions and comments here, guys. Susie says, my parents gave us a chest freezer when we got married. It lasted 45 years and we moved with it. Wow, that is great. That is great. Kimberly, lots of stuff went up, especially the chips and snacks and meat, but the frozen vegetables are the same price and the canned goods were the same price. Very interesting. So now you got me curious, Kimberly. Let me go check their boneless chicken. Let's check that out and see how much, if it's gone up. It has. Oh my goodness. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts were $2 and I think 68 cents last week because I was just looking for a price check. Now they're $2.96. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Froze family, hello in Japan. Prices are high here, but the other day I hit the supermarket just as the lady was putting out clearance fruit and she scored. Good job. Yes, take advantage when you hit those times. Take advantage of those sales when you can. People are always emailing me, well, I live in X place, or I live in Y place, or I live in Z place. And I literally have viewers all over the world. England, Australia, South Africa, Japan, Canada, and they tell me about the great deals they get all the time. So it can be had. Cheryl lost power for over a week with an ice storm. Home insurance reimbursed for the loss of food. That's great. $5 Fridays chicken here on Fridays. Wow, says Helix Radio. Michelle says, when the EMS came, they said to take care of yourself, and they fixed me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a glass of water. I was dehydrated and loss of appetite. Yeah. Well, she tried to tell me that I was dehydrated for my IV thing. And I was like, I drank 24 ounces of water on the way over here. I have peed 3 times in an hour and a half coming over here because I drank so much. You cannot tell me I'm dehydrated. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Turret, I'll tell Jack you said hi. He always talks about you guys. Nadia, any advice for a toddler that wants to keep snacking and then doesn't want dinner? I don't allow her, but then always have to deal with a meltdown. The only way I avoid that is if we are outside. She was at a daycare before and they kept feeding the kids all day long. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that's bad. I mean, the only thing I can say is you're just going to probably have to, well, first of all, what I would probably do is make sure she's eating 3 meals and 2 snacks or 3 snacks. So like if she eats breakfast at 8, give her a snack at 10 and then give her a meal at noon and then a snack at 2 and then a meal at 5 and then maybe a snack before bed. Maybe that will help. The other thing is, I don't know how long it's been, but you know, you may just have to punish her and just say, no, we are not eating right now. Now we're playing. If you're going to continue with having a tantrum, you're going to go, for me, the punishment for my kids was they had to go sit on the bathroom toilet by themselves because there was nothing to play with in the bathroom. No one to entertain in the bathroom. So they had to sit on the bathroom toilet by themselves. And you didn't say how old, but if they're 2 years old, then for, 1 minute or whatever, they have to sit in the bathroom by themselves and just keep doing that if they continue to have a meltdown. Or just say, when you're done crying, you're going to cry in the bathroom. I'm not going to listen to this, but when you're done crying, you can come out and let me know you're done crying and you can apologize for your tantrum and then we can go on playing. This may have to be a discipline thing, unfortunately. Froze family, yes, I ate grilled cheese and tomato soup for supper last night. Yes, very delicious. Kathy, my cheap, easy meal is potato soup and grilled cheese. Yum. These are all great ideas, guys. Terry, grocery Pitlet had boxes of 6-count quarter-pound burgers mixed with cheese for $4.99. Buy one, get one free today. That's great. She's going to go back and get more. Titus 2 says, amen. Ain't a thing wrong with a bowl of cereal for dinner. So many nutrients. Plus, Life cereal and Honey Bunches of Oats are low in sugar. I know. You can get all kinds of low sugar cereals or healthy cereals. But it drives me bananas. People will go and eat fast food, but they won't just have a bowl of cereal. When a fast food is probably 1,000 calories, literally 1,000 calories more than just eating a bowl of cereal or having some scrambled eggs and toast. Country Gal, my store has rotisserie chicken for $7, but Wednesdays they are $5. There you go. Carolyn, people need to check prices. People need to check prices at other stores. Walmart had $5 egg count, 18 count eggs, and Grocery Outlet had them for $3.99. Yep. Ohio, nothing wrong with breakfast for dinner. Yep. Ben says, thanks. Just had a bowl of oatmeal with raisins and sliced banana. Yep. Or have a bowl of oatmeal. Have a bowl of cream of wheat. You know, that's perfectly fine. Kathy, I give 2 nurses 2 tries at getting an IV, and after that, I insist they get the ultrasound machine. Oh, I didn't know you could get an ultrasound machine. That's interesting. Yeah, look at that bruise. Is that not? That's number 2 and 3. So they tried 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5 when they called the lady from the hospital. Kayla, you can get Grace Livingston Hill books from your library. Yes, you can. Heather, do you have recipes to make beans from scratch? So I think, so our original cookbook name was Not Just Beans. Nobody got the name because my point was you don't have to, this was when Dave Ramsey was doing his big beans and rice thing. And I was like, you don't have to live on beans and rice to save money on your grocery bill. It made me so mad because people are like, well, you just have to eat beans and rice. I'm like, no, you don't have to eat beans and rice to save money on groceries. And so, that was the name of the first book, but I think to actually cook beans, I don't know if we put it in volume 1 or 2. Let me see. Hold on. I think after a couple of editions, we put some bean recipes in here. And I can't remember if it was volume 1 or 2, though. Let's see. Beans. Yeah. So for volume 1, we have bacon bean soup, baked beans, bean goulash, burritos, how to cook dry beans right here. Green beans, ham and beans, a tip on how to quick prep beans, red beans and rice, refried beans, and then soup gift mixes. And then in volume 2, I have volume 2. I have a whole bunch more bean recipes. Beans and rice, beans Texas style, burritos, casseroles, chili, 2 different kinds, enchiladas, green beans with mushrooms, how to roast beans, how to store beans, another lemon green beans, minestrone soup, Panera black bean soup, tacos, tostadas, veggie wraps. All of those are in there. Okay. Ron, are these shots just for energy or does it help pain also? It helps with pain and energy. And after I felt so good today, I did a little bit more research. Apparently, it really helps fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. If you take them for 6 to 8 weeks, 3 times a week, if you do it 3 times a week for 6 to 8 weeks, and then like every 2 weeks to monthly for maintenance after that, apparently it really helps. And as much energy as I've had today, I'm like, wow, I really do feel a lot better. But I don't know, it's worth, because my insurance will cover it if I drive to Gillette, which is an hour and a half each way, $40 in gas, an hour and a half each way. Then I had this problem with them getting the IV in. So I'm like, is it worth just getting the $120 treatment here in town? Might be. So I'm trying to think on that. Rusty, why can't they use numbing cream on the skin? That's a good question. Because actually, that's what hurt most was my fibromyalgia was so bad that it was actually them pushing on my hand. And then when this wouldn't stop bleeding and she was pushing down on it, I'm like, am I like bleeding out? Because if I'm not bleeding out, could you please stop pushing on it? I mean, it was so painful. I was in tears. I was like, just shoot me now. we're in Wyoming. Just let's be done with it. I won't even press charges. I was just like, this is just ridiculous. So anyway, Nebo, probably need chiropractic adjustments for your neck. I get them all the time. Yeah, it doesn't take care of it. I mean, it helps a little bit, but Titus 2 headaches are awful. First thing to do is neck stretches. And if it is out, it will usually pop back in. Yeah, that's a good idea. Terry, hello. Kroger this week in Kentucky had chicken thighs for 88 cents a pound. Wow. Susan, the machine finds the veins. They do this on my mom. Interesting. Titus 2 chicken quarters marinate in liquid smoke, garlic, and chives. I have actually done that and grilled them, and they are very delicious. Yes, that is a great way to do them. Nebo, why is soy sauce so expensive now? I have no idea. I only buy it like once every 6 years, so I don't know. Heather, do you recommend buying drumsticks, chicken drumsticks for savings? Yeah, if they're cheaper than quarters. I mean, just go by the price. Susie, I'm the same as you. Started saving money when I first got married. We have money now, but I like saving and getting bargains. Yeah, why would you waste money on buying new things? Now, if there's a shirt or something, I'll buy that new occasionally, but it's very occasional. So like this thing was, I think, $2 at the thrift store. Pretty much all my clothes that I wear on the show. I don't know. There may be one shirt that I bought new that I can think of, my yellow one. That one I did buy new, but I've had it 10 years now. Michelle, Tara, I do that too. I buy the same socks from Amazon, Hanes pack of 10, and it's just me doing laundry. Yes, it makes it so much easier if every person just has one kind of sock. Then if you need specialty socks for like boots or whatever, just get 1 or 2 pairs of those socks. And then you're not matching socks all the time. I mean, it's just glorious. So Barbara, Mom is going to be on Friday. So if you guys love our live shows, be sure to watch on Friday because we have a special announcement. Michelle, do you have a Church's chicken? Nope, I do not. Olympia, we tell parents school lunches are something to get used to. We say make sure they have a healthy snack after school. Yes. I know. School lunches. Let me just tell you, kids are just, the problem with America is we literally eat all day long. Like that's all we do is eat all day long. So our kids are just trained to just snack all day long. And it's absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason for it. Absolutely none. But that's what we do, So unfortunately, yeah. Just the way it is. Froze family says, pray before you shop for good deals. Yes, guys. If you are having serious money problems, well, even if you're not, but if you're having serious money problems, you're like, Lord, I really need you to stretch this grocery bill. Can you please give me some good deals on groceries today? I really need them. And you'll be shocked. I have people give me free food all the time. My neighbor was moving one time. She didn't want to move all her food. I took it. I told you the freezer story when my neighbor said her freezer defrosted. The stuff wasn't even it was still frozen. I mean, it wasn't solid frozen, but it still had ice on it. So it was perfectly fine. I got a whole freezer full of food. And thankfully at that time, my freezer wasn't full. It was because we were trying to move and I had let my freezer go down. And so thankfully I had room in the freezer. But I have people give me food all the time. My elderly aunt went to a food bank and they just gave them 3 big boxes. Each person got 3 big boxes and you just had to take it. You couldn't pick through what you wanted and left the rest. You just had to take what they had. And she had so much food, she couldn't eat it all. So she gave us and the stuff she didn't want to eat. So she gave me the leftovers. So for years, I got free food just from her not wanting to eat it. You can get all kinds of things. You just have to keep your eyes out, keep looking, and yes, pray about it. If you're in that situation, you are, God will take care of you. You are perfectly okay to pray for those kinds of things. Karen says, I'll stick the IV in me. I always got to do the hard sticks and never stuck more than once. Oh, Karen, I would pay you $2,000 to come. I cannot express how painful it was yesterday. Now, my fibromyalgia was on the high end of things because I'm doing my 50 millionth elimination diet. And so I was testing foods, and I ate some dairy-free ice cream that I was testing, and it made me have a really bad flare. So yes, I was really flared up, but my goodness, it's just crazy. So Kimberly says, my kids got hungry when they were toddlers. I started giving them oatmeal at night before they went to bed, and they would sleep through the night and would help them keep them full. Yeah. And I think maybe and Mom says, make sure that they don't drink. Don't give them juice. Don't give them milk to suck on all day either. When they are thirsty, they can have a drink of water. That's another big one. And you may just have to keep distracting her for him for a little while you start getting into this routine. But once they start getting into the 2.5, 3-year-old stage, then they can hold it long enough that they could go 2 hours without eating. They don't need to be eating the whole time. So, what's the matter? Oh, you're back. All right, let's see. Michelle, the Grace Livingston Hill books, just start with any of them. They're all really, really good. I have not read a Grace Livingston Hill book that I didn't like yet. So I would just say they're all good. Denise found a 6-pack of big Hershey's bars at Walmart today, $1 on the shelf. Wow. My daughter is screaming at me for not taking every one of them, but I felt greedy. I left about 8 on the shelf, but I was kicking myself. I got about 30 packages. Oh, wow. Good deal for you. Olympia. Here's my thing on the taking it all. Okay, this is not like we're in the Soviet Union and there's 10 things of bread. I really don't feel guilty taking it all. Everybody else has the same opportunity as I do to get there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was the only one there for 20 minutes. I don't know when the next people came because I left. And when I came back, it was an hour later. There was 3 people in the store. I'm sorry, but even if not if you have little kids, but if you have older kids that can take care of themselves, and let's say you're a single mom, well, get up, get to the store, get the stuff, bring it home, put it in the fridge, and then take the kids to school. I mean, if the kids can take care of themselves and watch themselves or whatever. But, people just don't want to do the work to save the money. And like I said in that video, I saved $174, I think. It's crazy. So Froze Family says beans are expensive in Japan and chicken is cheaper. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. That's really crazy. Barbara says I always use navy beans when I made my homemade baked beans. Yeah. Froze Family says except soybeans, they are not good for me though. Yeah.
Did you see this from Karen?
Yeah, I did. I just read that one. Kathy, what kind of shots are there? Glutathione. So just Google it. If you have CFS fibromyalgia, you can just Google it. Glutathione. Rusty Riley says, for my iron infusions, they wanted me to get a port for the infusions. Wow, that's crazy. Manly Badlands. Soybeans are really not good for anyone. They are now cut in with wheat products. Wow. Darlene, I've had numerous accidents and had severe neck pain. I was given an injection that caused my arm to go numb. Oh, dear. It eventually helped. Would do it again. Huh. Interesting. Let's see. Froze Family in Japan says soy is in almost everything here. Yeah, I bet it is. Okay. Let's see.
Grow pretty well. I blocked that.
Got it. Okay.
There were like 50 of them in there.
Sorry for the troll, guys. Mike got it. Carrie, missing lives. It's just a robot, guys. It's just a robot that goes through. So missing lives. It seemed to always have the afterplay side of the clock. Sorry about that, but thank you for being here. Wanda, I eat more at night because my sleep cycle is backwards up till early morning. There you go. Trying to break it. Yep, there you go. Beverly, get a prescription for numbing cream. Apply 1 hour or so prior to injections. Lay a piece of plastic to cover after applying the cream. That's a great idea, Beverly. Thank you. I just might try that. Amy says she takes free food all the time. There's an apple tree in our neighborhood that's not in anyone's yard by the library. Yeah, free food all the time. One time I went and collected apples, and it's the craziest place. Guess where I collected it at? The university. They had an apple tree in Colorado. They have a horticulture program, which I actually had planned on going to, and I didn't. Did you know I was planning on going to the CSU horticulture thing?
I did not know you were actually going to go to CSU.
And
thought you
I
were
met
just-
you. And I decided to get married instead.
What?
Did you even know that?
I did not.
So they
know
had a
that.
horticulture program at CSU in Colorado, and they had this whole apple tree test plot that's on the side of the road. So in September, I would just go and collect the apples. It was great. So, Charlotte, what did I say about energy? I have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. I've been getting glutathione, IV treatments. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just saying what I did, and it has been helping me have more energy. Tanya, when my mom had their apartment last year, the government gave all them surplus food. She is a smaller eater and picky eater. Got another good food she didn't want. Yep. Yeah. Amy says, need to make apple crisp. Yes, I'm actually doing a video on that for my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, either this week or next week. Love apple crisp. Michelle, my grandma would give us sherbet or those cheese puff things, and they tasted like popcorn. Yeah.
Yum.
Debbie, we often love breakfast meals for supper. Yep. Tanya, when my mom had her senior apartment, the government gave, read that one. Amy says, got gluten-free bagels that were $6.49 marked down to $3.73. That is a great deal. You got a good deal there. Yeah. Yeah, our September sale, guys, right here. Mike put the link in. It's 35% off, 72 hours left. It ends on Saturday. And we are having a show on Friday. So that'll be our last notice, so you guys know. But Bounty in the Badlands, everyone around here has a big garden, so I have a heck of a time giving away produce. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I bet you do.
I don't know if you've mentioned it, but a lot of people have been asking through the show. Jill will be on the show on Friday.
Yeah.
She was answering because people kept asking, so I'm just making.
Well, I mentioned it a couple of times, but yeah.
Yeah.
Dale says, was lucky to be at the store when they had pork loin on sale, bought 3, cooked a whole one, slow cooked like you showed in the package in quarter round packages. That is a lot of packages for me only. Yes. But my goodness, that huge thing, you could cut that up into 10 things, or you could slice it up into like loin chops. You could probably get 20 loin chops out of that one huge package that I had. So yeah, that would be a great deal. So 35% off our sale, guys. Our September sale ends on Saturday. So grab it today. It's all of our cookbooks and our price book, 35% off, and the ebooks that correspond with those books. And we will be on Friday with Mom, and we have a special announcement. So if you guys really love our live shows, you're going to want to listen for that, and visit us at livingonadime.com. We will see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Bye.